We are going to be talking journaling. I have a lot of my recent journals right here, and this is me trying to get back into filming wherever the hell I want to film at. So as somebody who's been journaling for a few years and has been incorporating meditation and things like that, I have really come to find that journaling is literally free therapy. Like, journaling has done so much for me. There is no one size fits all when it comes to journaling. There are so many different things you can do. My journaling style changes. Maybe you're a beginner or you're looking to get into journaling, or like this is the first step. You're making that first step, you're looking for that information. So I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about what helped for me. Like I said, it's not a one size fits all. Everybody's different, but I'm gonna give some tips that I have come up with. I'm even gonna share some of my journal and like how you can, so you can kind of see like the progression of different things and different seasons of how I'm feeling. If reflects in my journal. And I think before we start this, I want you to know that journaling is only for you. Journaling is not for the eyes of others. You're not writing a story about your life for somebody else to read. Remember that. It's nice to share maybe with your loved ones here and there, like maybe something in your journal that you wrote, but at the end of the day, it's for you. I cuss in mine. I've talked about sex. I've talked about just my deep feelings. I've talked about fun feelings. I've talked about memories and things like that. So yeah, it's definitely for you. When I first started journaling, I felt like everything kind of had to be perfect. I had to like make no spelling mistakes. I had to make sure everything was spelled right, and like that's really not the case. If you want to spell shit wrong or you accidentally spell shit wrong, that's cool. Your journal is your space to let it all out. It's your space to get it out, to express those feelings that might be sitting heavy on you. Sit them somewhere else, even if they're not heavy feelings as well. Just getting those feelings out, writing those memories out, writing those things out. Does not have to be perfect, does not have to be grammatically correct. It doesn't. You can kind of do whatever you want. There's sometimes when I'm feeling lazy journaling where I just bullet point things, where I don't feel like writing out everything and I just want to bullet point a list, so I'll just do that. So it's really up to your own discretion of how you want to express in your journal, and you just make it yours. And going off of that, when it comes to making it yours, so I will show you, this is like my most recent journal, and lately it's been pretty like standard, just like paragraphs. But if you look in some of my journals, like this is another recent one of mine, I have a lot of like junk journaling going on. So there are so many different types of journaling. You can definitely change it up. You can write your paragraphs, but you can also junk journal, which is like taking things throughout your day and your week to add memories to your journal, to make it like, so you can kind of look back at it and be like, oh, like stickers just fell out, for example. This is when I went to a Poke place that has a bunny as their logo. Or there was times when I was feeling really creative and was like drawing a lot. I would draw like diagrams and things to make it a little more fun. So I'm not saying that I'm not in a creative headspace now, but I kind of do it elsewhere that's not in my journal. So your journals are going to just be this kind of like recollection of your expression in your time on earth, basically. So I think it's really cool to kind of look back and just see kind of where my headspace was. So just remember that your journal can look how you want your journal to look. This is an even older one where, look, I even drew like, I was doing like diagrams and bubbles and like, yeah, you can just kind of make it your own, and it doesn't have to look any which way. I will say that this one I was really creative. Like, look, this is like AOL setup, and then Jane from Daria. So yeah, I definitely used it as like a sketchbook a little bit too, which is cool. I have photos in here, random things I printed out. Yeah, so I just say like really make it yours, do what you want to do, and kind of just go with it. You definitely want to feel secure in your journaling enough where you can put anything on paper, because there's some shit in these that I probably can't pinpoint the pages, but I definitely wrote some shit out that maybe even shit that I probably should have kept to myself, but actually not really, because it gave me a space to put that information and to put those thoughts and those feelings, rather than sitting on me and sitting on somewhere else, you know? I know I mentioned this a little bit. Another tip is to remember not to only write the good. Your life is not just like an amalgamation of good things. Also, what is good and what is bad, that's a whole nother topic, but remember you can also write about the things and the hard feelings that you're feeling, and even if you want to ease into it at first, maybe it might feel a little harder to write those things. I think eventually as time goes on, you will start to really like flow with it. You will be able to express those quote unquote hard emotions in your journal. Writing out and being honest with yourself can be a little bit difficult at first. So I think even for me, like after doing it for multiple years, I feel like sometimes it still is even hard for me to fully express some of the hard feelings, but once I do, I feel a lot better. I feel a lot lighter. Yeah, I think it's definitely part of the process. I actually heard another creator use this like metaphor where they said that humans think about 50,000 thoughts per day. 70 to 80% of those are negative, and think of your brain as a garden and the negative thoughts as weeds, and picking those weeds out and putting them like being able to pick those weeds out is what you're doing when you're journaling. You're kind of like writing all of those out, and it kind of clears your mind of any of those negative thoughts that might not be true. Let's be honest, a lot of times our brains lie to us. Sometimes we run with thoughts that we shouldn't run with, that are completely just like not true or just completely out there, and journaling kind of allows us to kind of come back to center and really just like pull those weeds. So I thought that was a really good metaphor, and that kind of ties into meditation. And if you don't meditate, that's cool. If you do, that's great. I just personally, mixing journaling with meditation has been such a positive for me, and has like done way more than therapy has ever done for me. Don't get me wrong, I kind of like wasn't that consistent with my therapist, but also it's not that accessible for everyone, let's be real. So this has definitely been a way that's really helped me, and I've noticed that journaling for me is a type of meditation. It just is. It's really a type of meditation for me, and I love slowing down in the morning. I love those mornings when I just like can pick up my journal and just kind of jot down my thoughts. And then next, that comes into where you're journaling. So definitely change it up. I love to take my journal to a coffee shop and first thing in the morning jot things down, have my laptop, but like also just focusing and honing in on my journal, or just journaling outside. It's definitely really nice to change up your scenery. That way you're not just sitting at your desk in your house every day, which is okay too. That's still a step, but I think that changing up the scene also helps your brain to kind of like reimagine and think of different things. And yeah. And next, I'm gonna say don't be too serious with it. Like, you can make it fun. Like, I love to include stickers. I love to like different pens. There's certain pens that I love to journal with. There's certain pens that I will not journal with. Sometimes I'll journal in color. Sometimes I'll journal with super fine tip, you know, like the ones that just like flow so good. Those are like my favorite to journal with. So I think just like making it your own, picking the right journal for you as well. Like, as you can see, all of these are completely different. This one is a more like playful. This one I still use, and it's basically just to like jot down gratitude and things like that. So yeah, you can definitely like have one journal for gratitude and one journal for like your thoughts, or just mix it all together. And I will say, you can definitely ease into it, and don't be hard on yourself if you do fall out of journaling. There's sometimes where I'm like, whoa, I haven't journaled for 2 weeks. Like, let me get back to that. When you start making it a habit, even if you just do it for 5 minutes a day, you will start to really feel like, wait, I need to grab my journal. Like, I literally will bring my journal with me everywhere, because I'm like, what if I want to stop and journal my thoughts? What if I have some time to just like chill and be with my thoughts and just like write things down? Or what if I want to jot things down? So I think you'll get eventually, like, once you start making it a more of a muscle memory, you will want to bring your journal wherever you go. Like, and it's such a beautiful thing. It's like, I can just jot down my thoughts anywhere. I can get my thoughts out on paper. Like, that'll never go away. Like, that's such an amazing thing. And I will say, like I said, there's different types of journaling. So there's sometimes when I haven't had my journal, or even people that I know, specifically my partner, he will use his phone and make like the date and like kind of run through some of maybe the fun things that he did that day, or hard things, and like include photos. So you can really journal anywhere. Like, it could be a digital journal, or it can be on paper. So either way, you're journaling. You're doing something for yourself, you're doing something for your mental health, and I think that's beautiful. Let me know down below. Let me know how long you have been journaling. I want to hear if anybody's out there been journaling, or if you've tried to journal, what your experience has been. I definitely want to do more videos like this, so please give this a thumbs up and subscribe to me. And I've had such a great time talking to you guys about this topic, because I'm really, really passionate about it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.